one, we're official. Okay, so guys, we have our video is on. Okay, video is running, camera's running. Okay. Okay, do it.
Lights, camera, action!
So you can tell that we just got back from 4 weeks of vacation, right? It's like very obvious. Okay, okay. So, 3 useful ways. This is really, really key information. You're going to use this. I worked with somebody recently. I've been tutoring somebody in taking college algebra. And she was so lost until I explained this to her. It's not going to be like a light bulb to you now, but it will be someday if you learn it. You already know 2 of them, and you might even know 3 of them. I can't remember how far we got before break. But the first one is what? Does anybody remember? Think of straight lines. Think of straight lines.
MX plus B.
Okay, what is Bo's thing? What is that?
MX plus B.
What is he leaving out?
Y equals MX plus B.
Y equals mx plus b.
Is that slope?
Okay, guys.
Is that slope form?
Close. What's it called? It's not
Slope
this.
intercept.
Slope intercept, right? That's it. Good. Okay, guys, so it's too much noise, okay? I'm going to move you guys. Slope intercept. So make sure you write this down. This is really, really key. So guys, there's too much talking. I'm looking because, just so you know, I'm watching today to see what happens because I'm going to create seating assignments soon, right? So if it's not like, if you want to stay where you're at, I would suggest you try to not talk too much to your neighbor. If you don't care about sitting next to your neighbor, talk as much as you like. I'll kick you out of my classroom, right? Right? So, okay, we got y equals mx plus b. All right? Everybody should know that one really well, right? Like if you graphed this one, how would you do it? Y is equal to 2x plus 3. What would I do? Harrison.
You would first go plus 3, so up 3.
Okay. And then put a dot?
Yeah, you can.
And then you go 2 up. No, to the right.
Wait. Yeah, no, it's 2 up. No, it's 2 up.
2 up, then 1 to the right.
2 up and 1 to the right. Yes, you're right.
Right.
Tom's right. Tom, good.
Hey, I was the one that said that.
No, Tom said that. Well, you said it like 15 minutes after.
Right? So you guys all remember that. Fist to 5. Do you remember this? Fist to 5. Good. Thank God. Okay, great. All right, number 2. Standard form. All right, standard form. What is the formula for standard form? Caleb, what's this formula for standard form?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Harrison.
So standard form is for that.
Well, this is a different type of an equation. What's the equation for that? Does anybody remember? It's where the x and the y are on the same side of the equal sign. They're both on the left side. All right, here's the official formula. AX plus BY equals C. All right, so write that down. Right? AX plus BY equals C. And the A is a number, the B is a number, and the C is a number. The X and the Y stay X and Y. So an example of that might be, let's do another graph here. And then we have, let's do 2x plus 3y equals 12. Okay? So we're going to graph that. How do you do that? What? Yes, what? Okay, like so what? Show me. I want to know what's the method I find? I'm finding what, Tom?
Oh wait, you're finding the and y.
Yes. X and Y what?
Axis. Oh, not the axis, the coordinates or points.
Okay. Yeah. You can use a T-chart for everything. And then, oh yes, for this, that's right. I think I did teach this. I don't know whether this is on this thing or not.
Oh yeah, you.
Where we said X and Y, right? And we said when X is 0 and when Y is 0, what is the other term?
Oh yeah.
Right? So Caleb, make sure you're listening.
Oh yeah, you did teach that.
Remember this?
Yeah, it's X, Y.
Okay. So when X is 0, what would I do? X is 0 in this. 2 times 0 is just 0, right?
0 plus 3.
So I've got 3y equals 12.
Yeah.
And so what would y be if I divided both sides by 3? 4. So when x is 0, y is 4, right? And then when y is 0,
That's 0. So that's 6.
x is 6. All right, so now I got to plot those. So 0, 4. I don't go left or right at all. I go up 4, put a dot. Here it's 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put a dot on my line, and I'm done. All right, remember this?
Yeah.
Okay, remember this? I don't know if you kind of missed some of this. You were gone for forever, right? So, but Caleb, because of that, you really have to stay focused, right? Don't let him talk to you. Don't let him talk to you. Just don't talk to them. Just really focus. Fist of 5 on this one. You remember this one? Okay, good. The third one, and you guys can help me. I don't know if I taught this or not. Okay? It's called the point slope form.
Yeah. No, wait.
Oh, I kind of remember this.
And it's a very bizarre formula, and it looks really scary, but it really is your friend, and it's worth getting to know. A lot of math teachers don't teach this right away, and I don't understand why, because it's such a useful equation. It's y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Right.
No. Wait, sub 1.
Does anybody recognize that?
No.
Okay,
No, not
so I
at
didn't
all.
teach
That's
it.
weird.
All right, it's scary, right? Isn't that scary?
I'm scared.
Is that door open? It just seems so noisy.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
All right.
That's just regular eighth grade.
All right, is it okay? So that looks like a very scary equation. Now, this is what we're going to talk about today. All right? This is because you guys already know those two. Now it's time to learn this third one. Knowing this equation will make solving certain kinds of problems outrageously simple. As opposed to more complex. And so it's worth getting to know this. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay? So there's two things in this. It tells you right away what the slope is. What would be the slope in that equation?
Sub y.
Can you write an example?
Y sub 1.
What would be the slope?
Can you write an example with actual numbers?
All right.
Oh, wait, I remember
so
this now. I remember this.
Look.
So it would be y, or it would be either y minus x, and then
All right. So wait. Let me ask a different question. Up here, what is the slope in this equation?
Oh, MX.
Well, it's not mx. It's m. It's the number in front of the x, right? What does m stand for again?
Mountain.
Mountain slope, right? How steep a slope it is, right? Is it going down? Is it going up? Whatever, right? Oh, well, do you see now? What is the slope in this equation? The m, right? The m is the slope, right? So it's the number in front of the parentheses that is your slope, right? So immediately, oh, they call it a point slope form. They give you a slope automatically in this. They also give you a point automatically in this. Really, really useful to know that. So we know the slope, m is equal to the slope, right? Now the point is this. It is x sub 1 comma y sub 1. You see that? So it's going to be x sub 1 comma, y sub 1. That's your point. Okay? So we got to practice this, and you're going to start to see it when I put real problems in. You'll start to get to the point where you can see the point and identify the point. Yes?
What is the
Yes.
y do?
The y and the x stay as y and x. The x1 and the y1 become actual numbers. Okay? And the
But why
and
did the other ones?
what?
Why did the
Because
other ones?
notice when you're graphing an
X,
equation,
Y.
you always have a y and an x in here, right?
Yeah.
With like, look, you have a y equals 2x plus 3. You have a y and an x. Here you got 2x plus 3y equals 12. You still have your x and your
so
y.
the other y and x is the.
So
there's two y
these
and X's.
stay, those two things stay as y and x.
And then the ones with sub ones stay.
With those are actually numbers. They're replaced with numbers. Okay?
They're not.
Okay. So let's try a few. If I give you this, y, oh wait, no, before I do that, let's do this. Let's say I want you to write an equation. So here we go. Write an equation.
I get this one.
Write an equation with slope of 1/2 and passing through 2, 7. Now notice the 2 is my x1. The 7 is my y1. That's my x1 and that's my y1. What would be my formula? What's my equation? Gavin?
Y minus 7.
Yes?
Oh, sub 1. Or no.
Yeah, you're just replacing that with just the 7. So y minus
What's the
7.
sub one?
I have to put the sub 1 only because I've got two y's in there. If I said y minus y, that would be just 0. Equals m times x minus x, that would be 0, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've got to have a way to differentiate which y stays as a y and which y gets replaced with a number. You see what I mean? So that's why you put that y sub 1 and the x sub 1. I know those sub 1s are going to be replaced with numbers.
Is it always, is the sub, is the y, sub 1 always, like, on the right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So with the y-axis, would it go down 7?
So this is
Or
our,
down 7?
well, say what again? Say it again. What's your question?
So, in terms of y minus 7, when
Yeah.
you be at the y-axis, or in the very middle, it would go down 7 on the y-axis.
Not necessarily. Not really. You're thinking ahead, which is awesome. Just hang in there 1 second. It'll start to make sense once you see this. All right. So let's finish it though. Gavin, you didn't finish.
Oh yeah, y equals 7.
Y minus 7
Y minus 7
equals
1/2
1/2.
in parentheses 2
Well, wait.
or x minus 2.
X minus 2. Beautiful. Do you guys see that? You see that? All right. So I'm going to erase this so that I can start writing higher now. Is that okay? You guys got all this? Sure. Why not? Just erase it all. Did you guys get all this? Yes?
No. Oh wait.
Did you write that yet?
Yeah, I know.
Can I erase it? Okay. So we're doing point slope form, right? Point slope form. Does anybody remember the without looking at your notes? Remember the equation now?
Y minus y sub 1
Yeah.
equals m parentheses x minus x sub 1 and parentheses.
Beautiful. It's not actually as hard to remember once you start to understand it, right? It's relatively easy. It's just the y's on one side, then an m, and the x's on the other side, right? So, okay. So let's see. Write an equation. So this is number 2. The first one was number 1. So the second one's write an equation of line with slope of 4 and slope of 4 and passing through -5, comma, -1. So here's our formula. Okay? I got to write the equation now. What would it be, Raven? Say what? Somebody on the back table. Anybody ready? Kira, what would it be? Okay, but use this equation, use that formula, and we're just going to plug in 4 in place of m. And we're going to plug in, remember the -5 is your x sub 1, and the -1 is your y sub 1, right? So all you have to do is plug it in. I'll get you next. Kara, go for it. So y plus 1, y plus 1, y plus 1. Y plus 1. In other words, y. Why? Why did she say plus 1? Because look, the formula is a minus. So technically it's y minus a -1.
Oh, wait.
You with me? Right? The formula is y minus. And then y1 is -1. So y minus -1, so it has to be plus 1. Does that make sense? You see that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's plus 1 equals, keep going, Kara. X plus 5. Beautiful. Isn't that weird? When the points are negative, they look positive here.
So, since the equation, let me just clarify something here. So, since the equation already comes with those negatives, a negative that you put in there can't, like, take the place of that negative.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Did you understand what his question was? He said, since the equation has a negative sign, you can't just let this negative sign take the place of this negative sign.
Right.
It has to be in addition to this negative sign. So you've got a negative and a negative. Well, negative.
It's like two
Negative and a
negatives
negative.
fighting, and then what
A
happens?
negative and a negative, right? Yeah. Right? You got to see that. So, all right, so now write an equation where the slope is 2/3 and the point is 4, 8. All right, how about Olive? I mean, sorry, I told Rowan. I'm sorry. I'll get you next. Rowan.
So would it be, wait, hold on. Would it be y minus 8
Y minus 8, good.
equals 2/3?
2/3.
Then x minus 4?
X minus 4. Bullseye. That was awesome. Perfect.
And that's all you have to write?
That's all you have to write. That is an equation of a line. Okay?
We have to graph it on like.
Yes, we're going to learn to graph in just a second. The key is I want you to be able to identify the slope and the point. We're about to move into that. I just want to do one more just to be sure everybody's there. And besides that, I didn't want to leave Olive out because I promised I would give her an opportunity to shine right now. So, okay, the slope is 1/4 and the point is -6, 3.
Okay. Y minus 3 equals 1/4 x plus 6.
Is she right?
Yes.
Wait,
She
no.
right?
No.
She did y minus the y1, which is 3, y minus 3 equals 1/4 times x minus a minus 6. X minus a minus 6 is x plus 6. Yes? That's right. That's right. She did it. Okay. So now you know how to, if I give you a slope and a point, that's by far the easiest way to write an equation of a line with a point and a slope. You can do it with slope-intercept. But remember, what do you get with slope-intercept? You get a slope and you get an intercept, a y-intercept, right? You don't get necessarily any old point. Although, it's interesting if you think about it. What if I gave you this? What if I said, write an equation, this is number 5 now. Write an equation in point-slope form where the slope is 1/2 and the point is a y-intercept. Meaning, what would it be? Like 0, 3. With me? Okay. What would it be? Micah. You use this.
Y,
Yeah.
and then minus 3,
Yes.
and then 1/2,
1/2
0.
x minus 0, right? Okay. 0, 3.
Is that all you do?
Wait. Okay.
So let's see if it's the same.
So now, so yeah, that's technically in point slope form. Now if we simplified that, do I really need that 0?
No.
If we simplified that, we'd have y minus 3 is equal to 1/2 x, right? If I added 3 to both sides, I'd have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. I just turned it into slope-intercept form by moving things around, right? But what was I going to do though? I was thinking of something else.
Well, they just subtract 3.
What if I gave you this? Let me show you. Let me just show you another thing. Okay? You'll understand this in a minute. I mean, eventually. But what if I gave you this point? 4, 0. What would it be? Y minus 0 is equal to 1/2 x minus 4, right? Which is really y is equal to 1/2 x minus half of 4 is 2. It's like I can move from point slope to slope intercept very, very quickly by just multiplying. We're going to get into that later. That's tomorrow's lecture, so don't worry about it. The main thing, don't worry about that for now. Don't worry about that. We're going to do that separately. So do you understand, fist to 5, do you understand how to take a point and a slope and put it into an equation? Fist to 5. Awesome. Okay, good. So now we're going to do the reverse. I'm going to give you an equation, and you're going to tell me what is the slope and what is the point. All right? Okay? So here we go. So I want you to tell me the slope and the point. So here we go. Here's our first one. Y plus, let's start simple. Y minus 1 is equal to 1/3 x minus 7. I want to know what is my slope and what is my point. All right. All right. Somebody. Okay, somebody different. Somebody who hasn't talked yet. Leo. Yes, you can do it.
No, I can't.
You can. All right, where's the slope? Look at this formula. What is in the position of the m? Right in front of the parenthesis,
Yeah.
the 1/3. So slope is 1/3. Now what's the point? The point, this is tricky. The point, let me just do the first one, because just so you understand. It's going to be this. It's going to be the opposite of what you see here, comma, the opposite of what you see here, because you've got that negative. You've got to take into consideration that negative. It's going to be the opposite sign, right? Remember? So what would it be?
So for y minus y no. So that would make it so it would be 1. So for x.
So yeah, you got to do the x first.
Oh, that would be +7.
Positive 7. going to be the opposite of the negative 7, right? So it's positive 7, comma, the opposite of the 1, positive 1. That's your point. Okay, you with me? Caleb, I'm going to ask you soon. Are you ready? Y minus 8 is equal to 2/3 x minus 4. Okay, what's the slope, Caleb? Slope is 2/3. What is the point?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, so it's going to be the opposite of this. Remember, because you gotta, a point is x comma y, right? You know that, right? X always comes first, just like in the alphabet. X comes first. So we know it's got to be x first. That's a y sub 1. That's my x sub 1. So it's got to be the opposite of what you see there. You see a negative 4. What's the opposite of negative 4? Positive 4, right? On a number line, here's 0, here's 4. The opposite of 4 is negative 4, right? Opposite of positive 4 is negative 4, so we're going to, opposite of negative 4 is positive 4, so we're going to put a 4. Comma, opposite of negative 8 is 8. You got it. That's it. Get it? See what I'm saying? See how it works? All right, let's try another one. 3. All right, y plus 5 is equal to 4 times x plus 2. All right. Isla.
So the slope would be 4, and
Slope is 4, and the point,
would be negative 2 and negative 5.
negative 2, the opposite of this, comma, the opposite of that. Negative 5. Beautiful. Nice. Awesome. All right, so now, last piece is how would you graph these? Let's take one. Let's take this one, and let's graph it. Okay, Caleb, what would you do? I mean, Gavin, what would you do?
So I'm just guessing you'd go to the point on the graph.
Yes! Brilliant! Oh my gosh! Because look, I already have a point. Let's just go to it.
It's easy. You just make it mx
And then what's
y equals mx plus
Yeah, it's almost like y equals mx plus b now. Once you have the point, that's what you did with y equals mx plus b. You found, you had that, y equals 2x plus 3. That 3 was your point on your y-axis. You went to that point and put a dot, and then you did your slope from that point. Well, now you just have a point that's not on an x or y axis, but it's a point on the graph, right? And you just, from that point, you're going to use the slope to get to the next point. Okay? So yes, Harrison.
So, wait, can you just say what it was?
So, okay, so let's graph this. 7, 1.
So,
Just in case it's an emergency. It isn't. Okay, go ahead.
so it would be for y, it would just go up 1 and to the right 7.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, you're right. So I go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 1. So there's my point. Now what do I do?
and then with the slope,
Uh-huh.
you would go up 1 and to the right 3.
Yes, I go up 1, and to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. And draw my line. It's so easy. Okay, let's try this next one. Let's do this one in green. All right, this one, number 2. All right, somebody else. Okay, Gavin, go for it.
So you go to that point.
Okay, which is
4.
over 4 and up 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So over 4 and up 8, which is around there. And
Then you
then,
go up 2 and to the right 3.
okay, up 2, and then to the right 3. Boom, draw my line. Beautiful.
Parallel.
Well, I don't think they're parallel.
Oh, no,
2/3
never mind.
and 1/3.
They're not.
I probably didn't draw it very well, but
That's so interesting that he brings that up though, because how do you know when two lines on a graph are parallel? But there's a more accurate way of, you're right, Blaze, they do look the same, and I think that's why Harrison said, oh, maybe they're parallel. But how do we know absolutely sure if they're parallel?
You have to look at the graph.
what else could you look at? On the equation, Caleb, on the equation, what could you look at to know if they're parallel? What will always be the same if they're parallel?
Oh, slope.
right?
Exact.
Aren't you a skier or a snowboarder? Skier? That's what I thought. Right? So when you're going down a ski slope, right? Right, Caleb? If you're going down a ski slope, if you're going down a black diamond, right? They're all going to be about like that, the same slope, right? If you're going down the green, they're going to be more like that, right? Right?
So the greens are kind of like this-ish.
Yeah, this-ish,
This-ish.
right? So yeah, you got to know what that M is, right? The M in the equation. You immediately can tell. Even if I gave you two equations, watch this. Y equals, oh shoot. I'm not doing well with my pens today. Y equals 2/5 x plus 17. And I gave you y minus 2 is equal to 2/5 x minus 32. All right, everybody look at these two equations. Are they parallel? Are they parallel? Caleb, are they parallel?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
How do you know?
Because they look parallel.
They both have 2/5. Right. That's your slope. The M is there. That's your 2/5. The M is there. That's 2/5. They're parallel. They have to be. They have to be. Okay. All right. This divide. Do you understand how to graph them?
Yeah, I understand.
Awesome. Great. I think. Good. That's it. That's the end of that lecture. I think that's all we have to do for today on that.